welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a bunch of gift ideas for the artists in your life. So as an artist, I often see that my friends and family don't really know what to give me and support me when it comes to art. And I understand it's pretty hard because you can't just go out, buy a pack of pencils and that's it, because we're also, majority of us are kind of over that. But even for the ones that are just starting off with art and you want to support them, these are some gift ideas that you guys can have fun. We have over 15 gift ideas, so I'm just going to go over every single one of them and share them with you guys. Also, I do want to say I'm going to leave everything linked down below, a few options and ideas. I haven't tried every single one of these products that I'm going to be linking down below, so definitely check the reviews, check the stars, check everything, but I'm going to leave examples or the ones I own down below for you guys to see. I do want to say before we get started that all of these gifts really depends on the artist that you're going to buy them for. So above all else, you should always keep an eye out on what type of art they do, what they talk about, what they say they would like to try. You should really put in the time to figure out what type of art they do, because you need to know. You need to know if they're artists that really like to draw outside, if they're artists that like to draw with to paint with watercolors, gouache, or acrylics, if they just like to sketch, if they really like their pen work. You really need to get into that and to really understand what type of artist you have in front of you, because that will determine what things you're gonna give them. You can't just give a pen artist a gouache set and expect them to be oh wow, amazing, right? Because they just don't use that. That's not the type of art they create. So if you cater it especially for your artist, is the best way to do this, and this list encompasses a little bit to every single artist out there, so, or that I could think of anyways. So yeah, just keep in mind that is the most important part of this whole. So let's get into this. Number one, you have a tablet drawing stand. So this is more catered for the digital artists in your life. And for those of us that do digital art on the iPad, having a little stand where we can just put it and prop up our iPad and draw it with it on an incline is so much better for our posture. And it's such a nice gift to receive, because it's very useful. You would definitely give use to that. And you have ones that just recline. You have ones that you can prop up off the table and onto the table. You have a bunch of options. I did link a few down below so you guys can check it out, but I do think that for digital artists, that's freaking amazing. Number two is also for digital artists, and kind of on the segue of the number one, if the artist you're trying to buy a gift for uses an iPad, the Apple Pencil isn't the most ergonomical thing in the world. I actually have mine right here. It's very sleek, okay? So the first version was very shiny, so it was kind of slippery. This one is mattified and it has more of a satin feel, so it's a little bit better, but still not the most ergonomical thing. And you do have some silicone grips that you can add. Ones are very straight, the other ones have a bigger ball. Those big ball ones are supposedly the best ones for artists, especially for those of you that draw with your left hand. I draw with my right. So I did leave those two options linked down below for you guys to check out, but I think that's a really nice little gift. It can be a stocking, or if you bought other stuff for the iPad, you can always complement it with these little grips. Number three, and it's the last one for the digital arts part, is an iPad case. So this is mine. It is empty right now, and it's a really nice case because I can always prop up my iPad like this, and it works really, really well. Also, you have two types of cases. You have the ones that have they're just like mine. You have a place where you can charge your Apple Pencil on the side, and then you have a place where you can secure your pencil on the opposite side. I really wanted this. I wanted it to be on the inside of the case, so I could just close it up and it'll be good. But there are cases where they're just like this, but then you have a little space here for the pencil. You can also opt for that. You have hard shell cases that you can personalize. You have different styles, options. It's just like a phone case. For us that have iPads, these are so good, and they're much better than the official Apple ones, because those are very expensive and they don't protect the corners of your iPad. They just magnetize to the back of it. So these ones are really nice. You can find so many cases that are very cheap online. I left a few options down below, but this is definitely worth it. Number 4 is a pencil set. So this is more for those artists that have never had like really good quality pencils like myself, or maybe artists that haven't gotten into like using colors, and color pencils is a really nice option. Or if they just have like really cheap pencils, I don't know. I think it's a really good gift idea. I actually got this as a gift. This is the empty case, okay? But I got these as a gift last year for my birthday, if I'm not mistaken. And I never had like really good quality pencils. I had nice pencils, but they were oftentimes watercolor pencils, and those don't work the same way that these ones do. These ones are, I think, yeah, they're wax pencils, the Prismacolor Premier. You also have the polychromos. I know that Derwent does also a few options, but basically strive for really high quality brands. There are cheaper options and there are cheaper sets. This one is a 72 set. It was pretty pricey, but you do have smaller sets that are very affordable, and they're really nice for them to experiment, have nice quality pencils. These allow you to blend colors very beautifully, so it's like a new experience, and if the artist in your life like this, that is awesome. Number 5, I think that every single artist is going to agree with me, but this is kind of a gift and a curse at the same time. So every single artist that works in sketchbooks has at least one sketchbook in their drawer that they still have to use. At least one. And I'm being very generous because usually we have like 2, 3, and some artists end up having like 10, 15. So this is like, yeah, but a new sketchbook is always nice. So if you know that they like to paint with watercolors and gouache, like you can always get like watercolor paper sketchbook. If you know they like to mix it up, do pencils and watercolors and gouache and acrylics and a little bit of everything, a mixed media sketchbook like this one will be awesome. But try to give them like nice quality ones. I think with whatever present you do get, like striving for those higher quality brands is always the way to go. Because the cheaper ones just won't last as long, and we know, to be honest. So you don't have to break the bank at all, okay? I'm the cheapest bitch out there. I will find a product way cheaper than it really is, so you don't have to break the bank, but quality stuff. So this is one of them. Strathmore is a really nice brand, like this one. Stillman & Burns, I've heard really nice things. I still haven't tried one of them. Hanamuli watercolor sketchbooks are amazing, and the toned, whether it's the coffee one or the gray toned sketchbook from Hanamuli, they are amazing. They will all be linked down below. The Strathmore's toned sketchbooks, like the ones that are like in like spiral bound, those are really famous. Everyone really likes them. A toned sketchbook is a different thing. Same with the gray one that I just mentioned. They're kind of different sketchbooks that we don't tend to go like, oh, let me just get this because, you know, whatever. It's kind of daunting. So if the artist, you know, has never tried these, that's a great present to give. Like, oh, here's like a tone paper. I thought you'd like it. Like, it's fun. Or like a black watercolor paper. Amazing. I have some and they're fucking fantastic to paint with. Those are options if that person likes to do stuff in gouache or like in pen. It works really nicely. Another sketchbook that I do want to mention is the Canson 180 Artbook. It is my personal favorite, but it is more like, you know, you can do a little bit of everything. You can experiment with everything, but it's not exactly appropriate for watercolor and gouache. But it is a pretty good sketchbook. So if you want to go like smaller, if like the artist you're buying for is a teen and has never tried like really nice quality stuff, this is a very common sketchbook here in Portugal, but it is also a very good one. So it's like, I really love it. It's one of my faves, so I had to mention it. But yeah, beware, because sometimes we have 300 of these. So just check to see if the artist that you're buying for has like 300 sketchbooks in the drawer or not. Oh, even like funky shaped ones. There are like triangle ones. There's like small little square ones. Like funky shaped sketchbooks, always fun. Number 6 is the Himi Miya palette. So these are the jelly gouaches. These are the jelly gouache. This is an amazing gouache set. So this is a great present for artists because, especially for beginners in gouache and stuff, gouache is really hard to get a consistency right from the tube. But these gouache, they are amazing to learn how to paint with gouache because they're jelly form already. So it's just add a little bit of water and they're good to go. And I had a really hard time with gouache out of the tube, but these ones changed my life. I swear to you, this is the best purchase I've ever made. They're so worth it. I love them. And you can buy the individual cups if you finish one of the colors or whatever. They're freaking amazing. It changed my life. Honestly, these paints, I love them so much. I cannot rave them enough. I even included them in my last year's favorites video because they are my favorite paints ever. I love them so much. And I was obsessed with gouache for an entire year because of these. Because before these, I couldn't use gouache. I have really expensive gouache in my drawer I use these, and these are not expensive at all. You have the 18 pan, I think is like 20 to 30 euros. Don't quote me on that, it's kind of an idea. I am leaving a link down below because it is truly amazing. You have smaller sets, you have bigger sets. The 18 one is perfectly fine. I think it's perfect, honestly. You have the difficult colors to mix, you have all of the primaries, you have white and black, you have 2 whites actually, so it's really nice. And you can always like buy other pans, and it's not like a big chunky thing, especially if you're gonna like move around, if you're in uni or whatever and you need to move around. This is really nice. Also, on the topic of paint, we have number 7, which are the Gansai Tambi Starry Colors 6 watercolor set. What is special about these? Let me tell you. These were all the rave a few years back, and I think that even though we've stopped talking about them, they are still freaking fantastic. These are basically metallic watercolors that work like a charm. They do have a little bit of a technique, but they work really well. They come in this paper thing, and they're like individual little pans, like you can pull them out. And basically what you have to do is you have to put a little bit of water, let it like stay, like just a few drops of water, let it be there for a little bit, let it sit for like a minute or two, and then when you put your brush into the colors, you like mix it with the watercolor, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful gold. If you've seen any of my painting videos and you see me applying gold or silver or whatever, any metallic colors, this is it. This is freaking amazing. I love these. They are a great gift. They're amazing. And you have like other tones, like you have opal tones or whatever. I like the golds because like they're just beautiful. They're honestly beautiful. So these, perfect gift. I'd love to receive these as a Christmas gift. Honestly, I'd love to receive them. Number 8 is another art supply that, you know, is really talked about. I have never tried it, unfortunately, and it is a little bit steeper in price, okay? And they are the Acrylic Gouache or Acrylic Gouache. These are gouache paints that once dry, they cannot be reactivated. And this is an amazing concept. I love it. They dry matte as gouache, but they just aren't reactivatable. You just can't reactivate them just like you would have with acrylic. So they're a mix in between, and they are perfect for those of us that love to paint with gouache, because sometimes you want to like layer stuff and then you have to be careful not to reactivate the layer underneath. It's a whole mess, and having that and being able to like use it as like a base layer for your painting in a certain color, it's such an amazing concept, and I'm really eager to trying them out, and I hope to one day try them out. So I definitely would advise you. I'm gonna leave them linked down below as well. I am leaving a set linked down below, but you can always just buy a few colors, the primary colors, or just really cute, nice colors, and do like just, I don't know, make a little gift with compilation of various art supplies, and you can add those into it. It's also valid because you can buy the paints individually. They are freaking fantastic. I've heard so many good stuff about them. I really want to try them out. So yeah, but they're definitely a great gift to give someone. So number 9 are art books from this person's favorite shows, movies, anime, games, artists, whatever. I have a ton of them, as you can see, okay? I have the Harry Potter Magical Places, and from the films, this is amazing. I have Horizon Zero Dawn art book as well. I have the Sketchbook of Loish. This is from an artist. She's an amazing artist. These are really nice books. If you like, there's a set of 3 you can get. Like, these are amazing. I did link this one down below, but you can definitely find the other 2. I think one is the art. This is the sketchbook, and then the other one is the style of Loish. Amazing books, amazing books. The Art of Ratchet and Clank. I grew up with this game, so I definitely had to have it. Love having this. And the art book of Breath of the Wild. If they love Zelda Breath of the Wild, this is an amazing book to give. And you can buy this used in so many places. I got this one on Vinted. You can get them from anywhere, and like every other product, I've left these ones linked down below. But basically, like, if you search like their favorite game, their favorite TV show or movie, like animated show obviously, you can just go online and put art book and it will show up. Oftentimes these things have art books or, you know, something related to that, so you will definitely find stuff like this, and there's like a ton of them. And as artists, we love seeing their process, we love seeing the concept art. This just inspires us so much, so it's definitely a pretty good book to give someone. I have like a ton of them that I want to buy, and I'm definitely getting, and I just keep like growing my collection, so anything like this, freaking fantastic. Also on the segment of books, you have number 10, which are art instructional books, or instructional art books basically. I only have one physical book, and that is Draw with Jazz's Creating Characters. This really helped me with anatomy, and you know, and he teaches you basically this. You learn how to create characters, how to make them like different body types, like their outfits, their props, whatever, right? This is an amazing book from an artist here on YouTube, and you definitely learned so much from this. But you have a ton of different ones. I usually buy digital copies just because they're a lot cheaper. And I can just have them on my computer, and then if I really love them, I do intend to like later on invest in them. And I have a few of those, also linked down below. You have like color harmony books where they teach, like where it shows like different types of color swatches and color comps. It's amazing for artists to like get inspiration on like what colors to use in a piece and what colors will go well together. You have like really nice schematics for that. Really good book. You have books with facial expressions where you can use the references on those books to draw like facial expressions and become better in that. You have anatomy ones, you have landscape ones, you have color and light ones, you have perspective, like you have a ton of different instructional art books, and you can definitely see through the reviews if they're good. You can always like research on YouTube as well other options. I left a few down below. They're the ones I have. I have a few more in perspective and stuff like that, but that is very niche, so I left the more generalist ones down below. You also have a lot of people doing like my art book collection videos, and you can check like art books in those videos, and you can get inspiration through those videos. But these are really good, especially for beginner artists and even more advanced artists. There are really advanced teaching books out there. Don't go for like school books, go for like books done by real artists like that know their craft. So number 11 is kind of a more basic gift, and it's good for if you want to buy a little bit of everything and if you just want to give them like a ton of different art supplies and stuff. A great thing to give an artist is a pencil case. And as you can see, I have a ton of them. Like, these aren't even all of them. I have like about 15 of them, and they're all different shapes and sizes. Ones are clear, ones are bigger, ones are really thin ones so I can take them on the go. I have like a really thin one that fits like 3 pens and an eraser. It's perfect for me to take on the go when I just don't want to take a really big pouch. I have travel pouches that I turn into pencil cases. You have a ton of different ones. I left 2 options down below. They're more like artistically inclined, I guess. One of them is like one with different compartments and you can fit everything in them. I know a lot of artists love that. And another one is like those roll-up ones. Those are really fun, but to put like brushes and your colored pencils and stuff, I have one of those. It's like this one, where you just roll everything up and then and it's really nice. So these are very useful, and they're very nice to have. And if you know their style, their aesthetic, or you know like what would be more useful for them, even to take to school for art supplies, that's a pretty nice gift. And there's really cute ones out there. I put a really basic ones down below, but you can definitely like just roam around and see whatever you want. Number 12 is another staple for us artists, and they are alcohol markers. So these markers are a bit different from the regular type of markers. So regular markers that you know that like anyone uses in school are water-based markers, and they're the type of markers that if you paint too much with that color, they will start to rip up the page. Yeah. These are literally based in alcohol, and you can use them. They're perfect for blending colors together. You have a ton of different brands. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to link them all below. I could only find the most expensive ones. So the top of the food chain are the Copic markers. They're amazing markers. I would get the sketch version because they do take a lot more ink. And you can always refill them. These don't go to waste. Like, you can refill them. There are refills, but they are also the most expensive ones. Another brand that's really great is Ohuhu. I have done a review on them. They're really nice markers, and they have come out with brush markers, which I do advise you to get the brush marker version because basically the two types they have are the bullet tips and the brush tips. And this brush tip is the best, okay, because you can really blend really well with these. And you can get really fine point, but also a thicker point, so it's really nice, and it's honestly the best option. These are the main two that I would advise because they are the main two that I have used the most. They're really good. The Copics are really expensive. The Ohuhu are a lot cheaper. Right now, at the moment of filming this video, they are kind of sold out. The Ohuhus, I could only find the Copics, so I'm gonna link the Copics down below, but you should definitely check out the Ohuhus. They're pretty good. If the artist that you're buying for already has Ohuhus, has never tried Copics, a little box of Copics would also be great. One advice that I do have to give you when buying these markers is try to buy sets. Okay, it's cheaper than sets. And also buy sets of the same color scheme. So either blues or greens or skin tones or grays. Don't buy like one of each color because the purpose of these markers is to blend colors together, and the more proximate the color is, the better the blending, sort of speaking. So it's always better to buy a set that is like uniform in color. Number 13 is a travel water cup. So this is more for artists that like to paint outside, okay, like to take their watercolors or their gouache outside. They're little cups that you can fill up with water and take with you, so you have like paint water. There's various different styles of these. You have collapsible ones, you have silicone ones, you have plastic ones, you have metal ones. You have like a ton of different ones. I will leave a few down below, but just explore and see what you think would be best. You have ones where you close and you take the water with you. You have others where you have to throw out the water. So just, you know, see what options you like. But these are really nice, like little things to give. For the like travel watercolorist or gouache person, like painter in your life, because they're very useful when it comes to transporting water, and the more compact or collapsible they are, the best. Segueing into that, we have travel watercolor sets or like pans. So you have two types of watercolor sets that I'm kind of referring to, and again, this is for the artist that likes to paint outside. So first off, you have like the sets that are like travel size sets of watercolors, like this one, which is the Winsor Newton Quatman watercolors. Ignore the packaging. I am gonna put up a picture of the like clean stuff because I fucked this one up. It is very tiny, okay, but it opens up. You have like all the colors in the pans, and you have like a little brush that you put here, and you can take this everywhere. This was my holy grail for years. As you can see, it is dirty as hell because this has been my holy grail for years. And even if you change to the second option that I'm going to show you, you can always use this for other stuff. I am planning on turning this into a gouache palette, for example, so I'm going to clean this up and use it as a gouache palette. This is just really nice to have, like these compact little travel kits so you can paint outside and, you know, just take it with you on your bag. The second option of this is these bigger ones. These are like humongous. This one is humongous, but you have smaller sizes. So basically, like, you have little pans that you can fill with your watercolors, or you can put your other watercolors from your older sets in here. This is amazing because like you have a ton of workspace. This comes off. You have a ton of space where you can like paint and put watercolors in, and you just take it with you. Okay, it even has a thingy where you can like put your finger through. This keeps ruining stuff around me, so I just taped it. And this is amazing. This is the thing I take with me when I want to paint traveling and stuff like that. This is what I usually take with me because it's so compact and it takes so much in here. You have smaller versions, you have bigger versions, you have a ton of versions, and again, I'm gonna leave them down below so you can check them out. You also have palettes like these that you can create and use for whatever you want. So you buy them empty, and you have like gouache palettes. So if they don't like watercolor, they're more into gouache, like a gouache one is perfect. I'm also leaving an option down below that you can use for gouache. So there's a variety of these things, but these are very useful if you like to do stuff outside, or if you travel a lot, or like even for uni students that have to go back and forth between home and uni. It's pretty good. So yeah. Number 15 is an annual subscription or a 6-month subscription to for Domestica or Skillshare. So these are websites where you have a ton of tutorials and instructions on like everything, on filming, recording, editing, painting, drawing, sketching, portraits, illustration, everything in the arts world. You have it there, and this is very useful for a beginner artist or even a more intermediate advanced artist. There's so much that we can learn. Someone that's trying to get into social media, for example, these places have a ton of information on how to do videos, how to record B-roll. Like, they teach so much, so they're always very useful, and they're always a really nice gift to give. But do be prepared, they're usually a bit expensive. Not too expensive, but you know, you can always offer like 2-3 months depending on what packages they offer. But yeah, these are really great like options. Number 16 is kind of similar but a little bit different, and is to get an art supply subscription box. So there are art boxes that you can subscribe for like X amount of months, for a year, whatever, and you pay for them and they get to your home with a bunch of art supplies. These are really nice ways to explore new art supplies and new mediums without having to break the bank. Also, it's always a really nice surprise. It's like getting a little art gift every month. So it's like a gift that keeps giving. So you receive it on Christmas, but you receive it throughout the entire year. I think it's a really nice option. And you have quite a few art subscription boxes. The top three ones that everyone talks about are Scrawlrbox, Art Snacks, and Upgrade. I only tried Scrawlrbox out of those. Had a lot of fun experimenting. Have a ton of new art supplies. Some I use, some I don't, which is kind of the problem with these types of subscriptions. You get a ton of art supplies, but sometimes you just don't use them and they end up just staying around there. But it does help you like experiment a lot more and become familiar with a lot of like different mediums and stuff. So it's a nice gift to have, and a lot of artists enjoy it, and it's just a cute thing to get every month and to like find out what you're getting. So it's kind of a nice gift to give. 17, and this is the last one, and I think it's the one that means the most for an artist, and it is a commission. Order a commission off of this artist. If the artist that you're trying to buy something for does commissions, and especially if they don't do a lot of commissions, they don't get a lot of commission work, asking for a commission is always, I think it's a great gift to give on Christmas. You're not only supporting them and showing like, I support you as an artist, but you're also like, I want to have an artwork of yours. I want to have something drawn by you, and you can give them as much creative freedom as possible and whatever. And I think it's a great gift. You get something out of it, and you can even be like, that will be your gift to me, and this will, and me buying the commission from you will be my gift to you. And I think it's a really it's more of an emotional gift than anything else, but it's like I think you truly feel valid and supported when someone says, I want to buy your art. I don't think there's anything like that. So commission the artist in your life above. I think that's like a great gift to give for Christmas. And you can even arrange it to be like, yeah, like I'm gonna commission you a month and a half in advance, and like let's just do the exchange on Christmas. I'll pay you and you'll give me the thing, or I'll pay like, or whatever. I don't know how the payment would go, but like you can give me it on the 24th, you know, and it will be like a Christmas gift kind of thing. So I think that's like an amazing gift to give to someone, to an artist. I think it's an amazing gift, and it's a really sweet like action that you can do. It is a bit pricey, okay? At least I hope it is, because commissions are a bit pricier because our work is supposed to be valued. So do be aware of that. Like check their pricing if they do commissions, and see if it's in your budget. And yeah, like I think they would appreciate that a lot. So this has been a lot. This video is already long enough, so I want to thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video and this gave you a few ideas on what to get the artist in your life. If you do use any of these options, let me know down below what you bought and what the artist thought, whatever. I want to know. I want feedback, okay? I want feedback. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, leave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on my next video. Merry Christmas. Bye.